Hey tribe, Dawna here with Transformational Healing. And today we are going to talk about protection and protection herbs, protecting your space, maybe a little healthy boundaries if we feel like it. But basically today I am doing an open Q&A for you to be able to ask all of your questions about different go about doing protection spells or different things that you can use for protection. So when you join here on the live or on the replay, let me know that you're here. Let me know that you've stopped by and ask any questions that you feel like asking. I'm just going to make sure that we are actually live. We should be. But how's your week going? I know that here in New York, we had some really interesting squalls yesterday. And yeah, we are all set. So we had some really interesting squalls of snow yesterday, and now it's freezing again. So I am definitely here with my tea and just trying to keep warm. So when it comes to protection, a lot of people are always asking me questions, and as those questions come in, I've been doing videos, and trying to squeeze them in, but not trying to also put them out between the other videos that people need for coming back to balance and helping everyone. But I now have black salt video and other ones on sulfur powder for hexes, black salt for protection, using anil blue for cleansing and clearing. And what else do we do? Cascarilla, which can be for protection or for blessings. That's the ritual eggshell powder. And I think there's one other one up there. But I've been trying to go through and do little individual videos on the different items that I sell in the shop that people are asking about. How do you use this? But I also want to, just talk about protection in general. And Tuesday's video is also going to be a little bit more focused. It's already recorded about protection. But I wanted to give you guys a chance to, come and ask questions, the types of questions that you guys might have about protection, things that I'm not necessarily thinking about. I try to, you know, figure out what you guys are struggling with by the questions you're asking or your comments and the things that I get in the shop. But I'm not always right on with where you're at and what you may be feeling. So protection, when it comes to herbs and oils and crystals and different things like that, there's such a wide variety of things that can be used. So you can use probably 30 or 40 different herbs for protection. And if you go back to watching my intention videos, then you'll understand why. Because these herbs can lend themselves towards protective energies because of how they act in nature, because of their way of being. Certain crystals can tend to help with protection, can tend to help you with protection, but it's all about the intention. It's all about the intention that you are using when you mix these things together and you make a protection pouch, when you work and do a protection spell. It's all about that intention, that focus of your energy that is drawing upon the innate tendencies of plants or oils or crystals or different spiritual things that makes it work. So just dropping black salt, around your house isn't going to protect your house. It's putting black salt across thresholds with intention of creating a sacred space. That is what makes that spell work. That makes that magic work. So I want to know what types of questions that you guys have about protection or anything else, if something else pops up. And if there's certain things that you've been wondering about how they do work, then let me know. But if you're here, just say hi. You don't have to say anything else, but if you can say hi, let me know that you're here so that I know I'm talking to somebody today. And when you watch on the replay, you can always ask your questions and I will answer them in the comments down below. So, I like on the summer solstice as a tradition. On the summer solstice, I always pick not a whole entire plant, but just the top little sprigs of a yarrow plant and a St. John's wort, because to me, they both are great protection herbs, but they also remind me of summer. So I pick them on the summer solstice and I keep two of them, one of each. One set goes in my car as a protection in my car for the year, and it's traded out again on the next summer solstice. And I keep one on our family altar in the main part of the house as a protection and a blessing. I used to actually hang it up in the front window, but I find that it lasts longer and stays safer if once it's dry, you actually place it on the altar because it's not getting moved and banged around as much by the curtains. So that's one protection thing that I do for our home. We also have a large selenite crystal that we keep in our front window to cleanse and clear any of the energies that are coming into our house. And we do occasionally use black salt on thresholds and things like that. But we do a lot of our stuff energetically. So we use connecting to source and connecting to the earth to create energy and to create what are typically called shields or wards or filters around ourselves and around our space. So it keeps everything feeling good. And then you hold that energetic space with things like putting iron filings or black salt in the four corners of your house, or perhaps tobacco offerings or iron railroad spikes on the corners of your property. There's so many different things that you can do. So, hi, Sodia. I didn't even see that you made that comment. I hope that you're doing well today. So, keeping your space clear is all about that intention. So if you set that intention and you do things on an energetic basis, then you tie something physical to that energy. It holds the energy in that space. And then you can think about it a certain amount of times. Obviously, if you're new to doing this types of stuff, you're going to want to set the shields that you put around your body every day when you get up, because you have to keep reinforcing the fact that you are protected and you are safe. So you want to visualize yourself as having those shields or having that bubble or filter around you, and then be able to visualize it every morning. And then maybe you have crystals like actinolite and quartz or dravite, my two favorite protection crystals, and you keep them in your pocket, or you put on a necklace when you in the morning, and at night you put it under your pillow, and then you put it back on in the morning. You're going to create that routine, create those habits, create that ritual of protecting yourself. And that will really, really help you be able to reinforce that feeling of safety, reinforce that feeling of knowing that you're protected, because those crystals or whatever else you're using, an oil that you put on yourself, a spray that you spray around yourself to help with the visualization so that the smell can remind you that you're protected. Or you smudge or use Palo Santo every day, and that helps you to feel protected. And those sorts of things can really, really help when it comes to reinforcing that intention that you have in your mind. because that's what you need to be working on about protection. If, on the other hand, you are constantly walking around and feeling like you are unsafe, or feeling like people are sending negative energy at you all the time, and you're focusing on the thought or the fear that people are constantly sending negative energy at you all the time, you're probably going to be collecting negative energy throughout your day. And you're letting all that stuff in because you're thinking about it and you're thinking about fear. So try to focus on some of those videos that are on the channel about intention and mindfulness and mindset to help to try to get you to start thinking in a different way about things. So Saudius asks, can the power of intention on its own protect as well? Absolutely. Yes. All of the things that we use that are tools. They're reminders to remind us that we need to focus our intention on that thing. They're reinforcement tools to help us to remember our focus. I guess that's the best way to put it. So, if you are constantly putting the crystal in your pocket and thinking the intention, and then taking the crystal out of your pocket and putting it on your altar or under your pillow when you go to sleep, you're thinking of the intention, you're thinking of the intention, you're thinking of the intention. In other words, you're putting that energy out. You're focusing that intention every time you touch the crystal when it's in your pocket. So the crystal, yes, it helps with protection, especially if it's a protection crystal, because it has that energy to it. But what it's really doing is helping you focus your intention again and again and again, because it's a physical thing that you come in contact with. So it's actually the intention that is doing the work. And the tool, the crystal, the herb, the whatever, is to remind you of that intention. So most definitely the power of intention can definitely work on its own. So there are lots of other things out there, like anti-evil eye pendants and things like that. And that's what those are too. And when you hang one, you're hanging it with the intention of keeping, unwanted energies away. So it's literally all comes down to the intention of your energy. So it's a very, very good question, Sadia. I'm glad that you asked it. As you guys can hear the train very, very loudly. Normally I cut this out of all of my recorded videos, but here on a live, you guys are going to get it a little bit. So if you have any other questions about anything else, feel free to ask. It doesn't have to all be focused on intention. We can talk about lots of other things, or I'll be focused on protection. We can talk about all sorts of other things if you guys have questions about that too. But I really do like to be able to try to focus the videos a little bit if I can. But let me know if you have been working with intention to do protection things, to do protection spells or protection bags, or if you're having issues trying to be able to focus that intention properly. And maybe we can talk a little bit about that as well. Let me see. I'm going to take a sip, sorry. It is so chilly out here today. I actually got my warm fuzzy on and some nice warm tea. So, when it comes to your intention for protection, you want to make sure that you are phrasing things in the now and that you already have them. So it's the same type of thing when you want to talk about prosperity or manifestation. You don't say, I will have this. You say, I do have this. So you want to make sure that you're phrasing it, I am, and something along the lines of, I am happy and safe in my sacred space, or I have a happy home that is filled with positive energy, or I am a vibrant, happy, radiating positive energy human, and I am in a safe space, or I am always safe as I'm filled with positive energy. See, things like that. If you start to bring in that opposite stuff, if you start to bring in the stuff you don't want, if you say, I am protected from all negative energies, it might not quite come across that way, because you're saying that there's negative energies that are here. So you can say, I'm protected and safe and filled with positive energy, is a better way to phrase that. Better to say, only positive energy can enter my space, rather than no negative energy can enter my space. There's a saying that I heard a long time ago that I'm not so sure I'm 100% on, but they say, the universe or source doesn't understand the word no. So anytime you use no in your intentions, your unconscious doesn't actually understand it either. So if you're saying, no negative energy can enter this space, it doesn't hear the word no, and it just hears negative energy can enter that space. So that was something I was taught. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that, but I do kind of think that it's better to always phrase them in the positive way, so that you're talking about the positive stuff you want to have yourself filled up with. And another little secret is that if you're connected and you are radiating love and protected and energy out from your heart center, nothing negative is going to come in anyway. Now, that means malintent coming at you from other people. That does not mean that nothing negative is going to happen to you at all, because we're here to have a human experience. We're here to learn. We came here to learn certain lessons. And along with learning those lessons comes a little bit of having to get hurt, a little bit of having negative things happen to us, so that we can learn from them and that we can move forward from them. And if everything was utopia, we wouldn't be here for the learning purposes that we're here for. At least that's my opinion on things. So it doesn't mean that negative things can't happen to you. What that means is that you're radiating love and compassion outwards towards others, and that the energies around you are mostly going to be positive energies. And if someone throws negative stuff at you, you're radiating out positive stuff, and it's just not going to matter. It's just going to be gone. So that's more of what it means. So Sadia says, decades of collected fear. I can understand that. Can a deeply congested soul succeed in clearing the negativity on their own? I think that if you can truly connect to what you believe is source, and if you happen to work with deities, that you can work through those deities as well, that it is possible to overcome that fear. But it takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication. And I think that sometimes things like talk therapy, or someone, just a listening ear, it doesn't have to be a therapist, but just a listening ear to listen to those things, because in order to release the fear that is associated with them, you have to acknowledge the things. And you have to acknowledge some of the stuff that has happened. And sometimes it's easier to finally give in and acknowledge that to someone else before you can acknowledge it to yourself. I know that it was easier for me to do that way. I also did a lot of inner child work, which is something that may help you, but that is typically done with someone else helping you through the inner child work. But I'm sure that there's ways that you can do that on your own as well. It just kind of helps to have that support, that being surrounded by support. It's not like you have a whole team of people that are, helping you solve your stuff. No, you need to do your stuff and do your work on your own and work to overcome that fear on your own. But you can have different people that support you along the way and different people that might have keys to helping you to unlock something that is hidden inside of you by sharing an experience that happened to them. So, I know that when you're surrounded by fear and those sorts of things, that it's hard to trust other people. But I highly suggest that you find a few people or find a person that you can trust, that you can allow yourself to really, really be honest with that person so that you can then truly be honest with yourself, because your unconscious knows exactly what occurred, and it's hiding things from your conscious mind, or your conscious mind tries to lie to yourself about it, which is what keeps that cycle of fear going. And it's a really difficult cycle to break out of, because you don't trust people because of your experiences, but because of your experiences, you can't trust people, so you can't get new experiences, and you see the cycle. And every time you have trusted people, perhaps things have gone wrong. Um, and but it is totally, truly possible. And the wounded soul becomes the greatest healer. It is definitely true that being able to overcome stronger peril, overcome more difficult things, makes you a stronger healer, makes you more compassionate and more giving, and allows you to be able to, along the path later, after you've done your healing work, help more and more people to do what they need to do, because you have all of that experience behind you. And it really, really, truly does make a difference. So I hope that helps some for you to understand that, yes, you can do things on your own, and that it is possible. It's definitely possible to do things with just energy and no items whatsoever. But all of those items definitely help us to maintain our focus. They help us to um, train our conscious and unconscious mind to be focused on those things that we're focusing on. So, working with those things can help you. It helps to just be a little click, so that every time you touch something physical, it reminds you about that intention to keep it in the forefront of your mind. But working on how to phrase those intentions is super, super important. So, we are going to be talking a little bit more about protection and different things like that this week. Tuesday's video will delve a little bit more deep into protection products that you might want to use. And Thursday's video is going to be a protection meditation. So that might be perfect for you, Sadia, to try to get those positive ways of phrasing things down, is to use that video to try to get some ideas on how to phrase your intentions. So that could definitely help several of you out. They're having problems with how to phrase that intention. And it's all going to be focused on just that power of intention without using anything else. just the energy, just the connection to source and the connection to mama to be able to help us to visualize that protection around ourselves. So, like a bunch of my other videos, it will have a grounding and centering aspect to it, because that's how you connect to source, and how you connect to the earth is by doing that, and by having that connection strong is how everything else happens. It doesn't matter whether you're doing protection work for yourself, sending healing work to others, or getting ready to create a ritual space. You all need to do that same connection every single time. So we need to get that ingrained, that grounded and centered and becoming like an open channel. We need to get that down so that it works really well, and you can channel through whatever you need to be doing and have that energy to fill yourself whole. So Sadia said this makes sense. Thank you. You are very, very welcome. I'm just so glad that I'm able to help in whatever way that I can. So always feel free to reach out if you need something, you know that. And that also goes for all of you. Whether you are part of our email tribe, which you can join by going to transformationalhealingbydawna.com/tribe, or if you're part of our Facebook community, or you just happen to catch a video on a whim. There are tons of videos on the channel to help you to be able to get back to a place of balance. That balance of the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, as well as our spiritual and work and spiritual home balance, is so vital and is so important. So when it comes to being and feeling whole, we usually feel like something is off when we are out of balance. So that's what I'm hoping to do here with the channel, is to help you to do some natural healing work and to do some spiritual work, and to be able to connect all of those mental and emotional things with the products that I do offer on the channel, but more than that, with all of the free educational stuff that I provide for you guys here. The fact that I have the shop is an extra, and not everyone who buys things from the shop comes and watches the videos. I'm more interested in being able to get that educational material and to help support people in whatever way I can, because I trust in the universe. And I'm not worried about whether products will sell or not. I know that if I am always giving to all of you, that things will come back to me in whatever way they're supposed to, and that everything is going to work out great. See, that's the intention. I always have whatever I need whenever I need it. So I'm not worried about that. I'm only worried about helping all of you get back into balance. And that's the most important part. So that's what really makes me feel good. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope that you can stay warm. I hope that some of the stuff that I've done helps you to think about protection in perhaps a different way, and to not always be on the defensive and fighting away negative energy all the time, because that just means that negative energy is going to be coming at you all the time, right? So we don't want negative energy coming at us all the time. So we're just going to radiate positive stuff. And that's what the energy is that's going to be around us, is positive stuff. So think about it. Think about what that means. And I hope to see you on Tuesday. And if you need anything, send me a message, comment down below. I want to know what types of positive protection things you have going on. I want to know if you need help with phrasing those intentions, and what other types of videos that you would like on the channel, and all that good stuff. So, and Sadia says that she will definitely be watching the videos this week. Yes. Many blessings, tribe. And I'm going to see you guys on Tuesday, talking a little bit more about protection this week. Go watch those intention videos. They'll really help a lot. Many blessings, tribe. Bye-bye.